Coach Mike Hastings, student athletes Ryan Sandelin and Akito Hirose. Once again, we'll ask media members to please identify themselves before their first question. Those of you on Zoom, just drop it in the chat and we'll let you know. We'll call on you when you're ready. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Hastings. Mike.
First of all, thanks for being here. We're excited about the opportunity to be able to host this round here in our own building and the opportunity to try and move on to the championship round. We also welcome Ferris. I'm sure they're pretty excited about the opportunity because they were successful when they were here in this building before. And so we know they're going to be prepared. We know what Ferris is about. They know what we're about because we've competed against each other multiple times this year and in the past. And we're just looking forward to Saturday getting here. These guys are used to playing a couple of games on the weekends, and the extra day is great for rest, but I know they're excited about playing, and so is everybody else. So with that, we'll take questions.
Go ahead and open it to questions here on the Zoom. Kevin Dudley, you want to fire off the first one there?
I guess for Mike, you mentioned already what happened the last time they were here, they were sweeping you. How much have you, I think maybe is the most fun take to watch, how much have you gone back and looked at those games and what happened, or is it a situation where you've more just tried to flush it? I guess maybe just touch on how you might or might not use those last games, or maybe even the series you swept them as a preparation for tomorrow night.
Yeah, a little bit of both, but for the most part, once our group gets by a weekend series, we try to learn from it. We'll rehash it a little bit on Monday, flush it, and then focus on what's in front of us. And I think both teams have grown since they swept us and we swept them. They're playing really good hockey right now. You look at recent success for them going on the road and sweeping Bowling Green. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for what Bowling Green had accomplished up until that time, and for them to go in and find a way to win back-to-back games in a very difficult building to win in, I think says a lot about Ferris and what their mentality is right now. So we've tried to focus this second half on what we do, how we do it, and really be focused on just what we get to control, which has been our dailies, and the guys have done a really good job with that in the second half and this week.
Kevin, you got a follow-up? You're not done? Go ahead, Don.
For the players, you guys have obviously played in games of big magnitude, but here just in the past couple of weeks in this building, the second game with Tech going down to the wire, and then last week with the goal, Lake State, the confidence level that you guys must be riding at a pretty high level, I would imagine, coming to this one, having had success in such big games in the past couple of weeks in this building.
Yeah, I think we have experience, and you can't go and buy that. So I think, like you said, we have a lot of guys that have played in a lot of big games here, and the more of those you can come out on top, the more experience you gain from that, and that goes from the top of our lineup to the bottom, whether that's old guys or young guys. The more experience you have in close games, especially in our own building, that's going to bode well for us. And I think you've seen that in a couple tight games here at home, and we found a way to, whether it's last minute or last couple of minutes, we found a way to come out on top, no matter what's going on. So I think just that experience has bode well for us.
Akito, you got an answer for that as well?
I think Ryan handled that question perfectly. I think he took the words right out of my mouth.
Perfect. Duds, go ahead.
I'll ask Ryan, it came up when we talked to Coach Daniels, just the amount of shots they can block and how many they blocked last time they were in this building. For you, as someone who's gonna take a lot of shots, who leads the team in shots on goal, what do you think the key is going to be to getting shots to the net? The kind of shots you guys want to get, the quality ones, to hopefully get some pucks past them.
I think, we talk a lot about spread offense, not driving a bunch of guys towards the middle of the rink. We want to have that hard net drive, but not with three guys there where it congests the front of the net. So I think, getting into our spread offense that we talk about is really important for us. And then, just changing release points, I think, for forwards, we work on that a lot. Just being able to, release pucks, whether that's pulling it in, pushing it out, one-timing pucks. I think we worked on that a lot this week. So getting it on our tape and off our tape as quickly as we can is going to be really important for us this weekend to make sure we get pucks to the net. And then, following that up, we want to continue to crash the net and get rebounds. I think you look at Dave's goal on Friday last week against Lake Superior State, does a great job of beating more than one guy to the net. And, we're going to need guys coming down on rebounds, and whether that's tips or block shots, we need guys going to the net to pick up that loose change.
Kevin, go ahead.
Maybe I'll ask Akito that too from the defenseman's perspective, just getting shots through. I mean, what do you see from them in the way they block shots, and what will be the keys for beating the defensemen to get, effective shots, passes, into the areas that they need to get to score?
Yeah, I think just as a whole defensive core, just getting the puck past that first layer, because we know our forwards are going to get to the net and take a beating there to put the pill in the back of the net. So as long as we can get it past that first layer there, and maybe even use the soccer net and use that end wall to kick pucks to the front of the net, and then just crash the net, and we'll bury some home.
Any other questions from those? Rob, go ahead.
This is Rob here from Rink Live. Akito, have you guys kind of, we talked a little bit with Ferris over about how, the parity and how every night it seemed like this season the teams have kind of, taken it, kind of beat each other up, and, everybody's kind of beatable. But what happens now as you guys get deeper in this playoff series to kind of like solidify your place and say this is all, this is ours for the taking?
Yeah, I think when it comes to this time of year, anything can happen. Everybody's kind of reset, and it's a new season. So I think anybody can beat anybody at this time of year. So I think our main focus is focusing on ourselves, knowing a little bit about our opponent, but main thing is growing together as a group.
Kevin Dudley.
For Keto, I think we asked Ryan about this after a game last weekend, but if you're part of that power play that's been so scorching hot lately, what do you think is working so well with that unit right now? I
think just not slowing it down, and getting the puck off your stick quickly, just keeping it on your forehand, and slowing down the stick handling a little bit, and just kind of getting the penalty kill moving, and then definitely getting pucks to the net so Sandy can bang them home.
Kevin?
For Coach Hastings, we saw Josh Kroll early, I think it was on Saturday. I know Carroll and Livingston maybe got banged up at points during the weekend. How do you look availability-wise at him?
Good. The only one that's not available will be Josh Grohl. He's still kind of day-to-day, so we'll see what tomorrow is. But, as it sits right now, Josh is the only one that probably won't be available. I don't want to guarantee that, but that's where it sits today. Otherwise, everybody else that was healthy going into last weekend still healthy.
Any other questions for our coach and student athletes here on the podium? Seeing none, I'll thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Coach Hastings, Ryan, and Akito, and we'll wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.